I'm John Ware, a member of the Town Hall Committee, which was reconstituted in 2024 and was charged with reviewing the information in the community survey. Reviewing the 5 sites and after thorough analysis, recommending a site for a new municipal building. The committee spent the last year and a half doing a deep dive to come up with the design, a fully developed cost estimate, as well as a detailed analysis of energy-saving options. The committee decided that a better way to present the work that's been done was to provide the town with information through recorded videos which can be viewed at the time that the community member decides. This second such video about the municipal office building, the first video is still available. It's about site selection. The committee determined that 32 North Street was the better of the 2 possible sites due to the lowest cost combined with future savings and providing superior solar energy advantages. Additionally, the environmental impact at 32 North Street was considerably lower because there is a large existing parking area, and this eliminates the requirement to remove trees at the village parcel. The location also means synergy with future village fire station development. I'd like to introduce the panel members we have today. For the Town Hall Committee, we have Kevin McDonald, Dick Smith, and April Dufault. To my left, Mike Hayes with Grant Hayes Associates, Owens McCullough with Sebago Technics, Tony Davis with Salas O'Brien, and joining us remotely are Kyla Magnuson with Preferred Construction Management, John Dunster, Revision Energy, Igor Seriapin, and Bill Talbert, both of Salas O'Brien. Dick, what changed between the original 23 design and the new design?
Well, the first and most obvious change is the location. In 2023, the proposed plan would have been sited on the North Street end of the village parcel. Driven largely by cost, that is both the $600,000 to $800,000 greater cost to develop that site and also the ongoing life cycle cost represented by that site's more limited potential for solar energy and the need to pave, plow, and maintain an additional town property, the committee found that 32 North Street, contiguous to the North Street Fire Station, was the better overall choice. Second, the size of the building is 1,100 square feet smaller than the one that was considered a couple of years ago. Although we kept the public meeting room the same size as in the earlier design, all of the individual office spaces were shrunk. The town manager's office alone was reduced by 76 square feet. And most of the others were cut from 12 by 12 down in the old design to 10 by 10 in the current proposal. Unlike the earlier design, this one does have a second floor that will house those town functions that have less daily interaction with the public. So there is square footage for an elevator and staircases in this plan that the earlier one did not have. There also will be a 10 by 24 foot single-story connector from this building to the fire station, which was not in the earlier plan, obviously. And even with these new features, we achieved that 1,100 square foot reduction. The third big change is the whole look or the curb appeal of the building. In the survey, a number of folks who had voted against the earlier plan but said that they did believe that Kennebunkport does need a new town hall represented that they just didn't think that proposed design belonged in Kennebunkport. The currently proposed design is inspired by the Kennebunkport Town Hall that was built over 120 years ago. When that building outlived its usefulness to the town, it was relocated and became the Kennebunkport Opera House. But the roof profile, the fan in the gable end, the clapboard exterior, and the proportions of the proposed new building are reminiscent to that historical model, and they're also very complementary to the profile of the fire station. So indeed, it will be very much in keeping with the architecture of the neighborhood.
Mike Hayes, the architect of the new municipal office building, can you tell us about the major design considerations for the new Kennebunkport municipal offices?
Certainly, John. The new municipal office building has been designed in a traditional New England style to blend with the architectural aspects of Kennebunkport's cultural appeal, as well as complement the existing village fire station. Exterior materials include gable roofs with traditional shingles, clapboard and shingle siding, traditional trim profiles at door and window fenestration components, wainscot accents, and some historic detailing.
Mike, please describe the building envelope and other exterior and interior features.
The exterior thermal envelope includes R20 insulated foundations, R38 insulated floors, R49 insulated roof, and an R21 insulated exterior wall that also has continuous insulation value of R7.5, which acts as a thermal break. Exterior windows and doors also meet or exceed code-required minimum standards for insulation and shading values. The roof structure has been designed to accommodate a solar panel array at the most efficient exposure areas. The new municipal office building has been sited to allow for the future expansion of the existing village fire station, to which it will be connected for shared utilization of common meeting spaces. The interior layout of the building incorporates traditional fixed offices, open design flex spaces, and collaborative areas to allow for maximum flexibility and change as the town's staffing and space needs morph over the changing decades. The main entrance and public lobby at the first floor level efficiently facilitates residents' access to the town clerk and the building codes, planning, assessing functions, which are highly utilized points of service. The lobby will have a large skylight to bring natural lighting into the space, making it an aesthetically appealing place for community to gather, interact, and exchange information crucial to Kennebunkport's daily activities. The public lobby also serves as main access to the public meeting spaces for council meetings, voting events, as well as other community-based gatherings. The main public meeting space accommodates over 100 occupants. The additional conference room will be utilized by all departments as a shared resource. A 24-foot long connector to the existing village fire station allows for shared utilization of the new municipal office's common areas, as well as the commercial kitchen within the fire station for those community gatherings where meals may be provided.
The meeting hall, which Mike has described, is somewhat larger than the current space in the fire station. Kevin, what do you see as benefits to the public of this new meeting space?
Thank you, John. Yes, the new meeting room offers several significant benefits to our community. First, the meeting room can accommodate over 100 people, making it the largest public gathering space in Kennebunkport outside of Consolidated School, and it will be 48% larger than the current meeting space. This will better serve our town meetings, allowing for meetings with a greater number of individuals, and will allow for a number of different community programs. It will be equipped with backup power. The facility can function as a warming center, a cooling center, or a resource hub during town-wide power outages. It will also enhance voting in the town. It will make it easier for the town clerk to comply with voting laws and improve the flow of voters on election day. It allows our recreation center to expand its programming, offering activities that were previously constrained in the smaller rec center building. Overall, this new space is a strategic investment in our town's infrastructure, enhancing community engagement, emergency readiness, and our municipal services.
April, can you please describe how the new offices offer greater safety and convenience for Kennebunkport?
The new design of the building has multiple entrances and exits, which will allow for safe entrance and exit for not only the daily visitors, but also the employees. There are seated waiting areas for the public's convenience, which we do not have any at the new town hall, at the old town hall. There are 8 parking spaces, including 2 handicapped spaces, which is more than double what the current town hall has. There are private meeting areas within the town hall, the new design, so that if you need to have a confidential discussion with a town employee or a town official, there's a space for that, as opposed to standing in the lobby where everyone can hear you, which is what we have now. If you need, or if you want to, absentee vote at the town hall, which you can do 30 days before any election, there will be a private area for you to go and cast your ballot, as opposed to standing at the clerk's counter with people walking by you. Our current vault was built over 60 years ago, and it does not meet any of today's current standards for document safety and security. The new vault that's being designed at the town hall will meet all of these requirements. It'll also be much larger to accommodate all of the document storage that we need to have for the future. We have in that current vault all of the birth, death, and marriage records since the town was, or since the state of Maine was created in 1820. We also have all of the town's financial documents, all of the land documents, and all of the town meeting documents dating back to 1653, when Kennebunkport was created. They're all in the vault, and we all want to keep them as safe and secure as possible. Currently, there is no backup power at the town hall. So when we have a power failure, we cannot wait or service customers, because almost everything that is done on a computer, and you need electricity to do that. The new design calls for a backup generator, which will allow us to continue to wait on customers whether the power goes out or not.
Bill Talbot, could you please walk us through how the new municipal office building design incorporates energy efficiency and renewable energy?
The goals established for our assignment were to help the project team create a cost-effective, energy-efficient building that maximizes renewable energy. Achieving the lowest cost for heating and cooling a building is essentially a 4-step process. First, design the building with materials that provide for the least loss of heat or cooling. That is accomplished with the selection of insulation and building materials. Next, select the type of heating and cooling equipment that has the lowest operating cost. Electrically powered heat pumps indeed do that. Next, source as much of the energy to run the equipment from your own natural source. By installing solar panels on the roof of the building and over a portion of the employee parking area, Kennebunkport will be able to satisfy over 60% of the expected demand for the new building. And finally, look for ways to further improve the efficiency of the heating and cooling system. With the addition of a geothermal source, the heating and cooling system will be doing about 30% less work. The solar panels will then satisfy approximately 91% of the expected energy demand. This graphic shows how the use of a geothermal source system integrates with the ground loop heat exchanger by providing thermal exchange with the ground, which is approximately 50 to 60 degrees year round. The overall system is doing far less work, particularly when the outside air temperatures are at the extremes that we see here in Maine in either summer or winter.
Now we'll turn our attention to costs. For that, Owens McCullough of Sebago Technics and Kyle Magnuson, a professional construction cost estimator with PCM Company, provides us with specific information about this project. Owens?
Thank you. We certainly appreciate the importance of a thoughtful and accurate cost estimate. Therefore, we advance the design to a sufficient level where we can engage a professional cost estimator to come up with an opinion of costs for the project. We reached out to Kyla Magnuson of PCM Company. She's the principal of the company, and they are a very experienced estimator. Has PCM prepared cost estimates for other similar projects to what Kennebunkport is proposing? And have those costs been consistent with what your estimate is for this project?
Yes, and we do 400 to 500 estimates a year, or different projects a year. We did last year. We worked on some the town offices for the town of Elliott. The costs were very similar to this, in the $600 to $700 per foot range.
Given your experience in cost estimating, have costs continued to increase both from a materials and labor perspective over the recent past?
Yes, we are still seeing costs increase. It's been much more stable, the increase. It's been very steady in the last, I would say, the last year compared to previous years where we saw some sharp increases. We've seen anecdotally a few bids come in under budget, and a lot of interest in actually in this type of project, and for this location in southern Maine. Each estimate we compile, we take the documents that we're given, we quantify everything we can quantify. Like we did with this project, we had a meeting to discuss assumptions that we should be making, answer any questions we have, so that we can have as much detail and put in as much information, pull as much information out from the design team and get it into the estimate and escalation, which this is a spring 2026 start assumption, and we're carrying at 4%, and currently we're between 3 and 5% for an annual escalation rate.
Owens, can you run through the cost roll-up for the new municipal offices?
We took a look at the costs for 3 scenarios for the building. The first scenario is the base building. The second scenario is solar on the town hall roof and a partial canopy over the employee parking. And the third scenario was solar and geothermal. The base building cost came in at $8,275,412. Added to that cost as alternatives is a change in the roofing, if we so choose, which goes from asphalt shingles to a metal roof, the potential to utilize bird-safe windows, and of course the cost for geothermal and solar.
Thank you. Thank you to all our panelists today. We hope this presentation has been informative and helpful to those of you in the viewing audience. If you have found it to be useful, we ask that you encourage your neighbors in Kennebunkport to watch it, as well as the first video in our site selection. For those of you who wish to look deeper into the details and costs associated with the preparation for the new municipal offices in Kennebunkport, this report is available to you, and you may get a copy of a complete bill of materials and costs attributed to the new municipal offices. Every shingle, every foot of insulation, every piece of hardware, and every hour of labor. Please contact Yanina Nicholas for your copy. Thank you.